Welcome back. Today, we're going to ask the question, what is law? Let's break it down so we have a better comprehension on what this is and if it applies to you. Let's dive in. Here we have the 1721 Universal Etymological Dictionary. Here, law is defined as a certain rule, directed and obliging a rational creature in moral actions. So what's a creature? A creature is defined as a created being, one who owes his fortune and rise to the favor of some great man. So as you can see, law applies to creatures, a created being, one who owes his fortune and rise to the favor of some great man. They didn't say the creator, not even God. They're talking about government, because laws pertain to citizens or subjects. We're only under the law of nature, and that is it. So let's look up further definitions of law. Keep in mind, there's many types of law. Just like below, you have the law of arms, the law of mark or mart, the law of merchants, the law of reason, and law spiritual, which is the ecclesiastical or civil law. So that's why I say, don't say you're spiritual, say you're metaphysical. Physical, metaphysical. Makes sense, right? So as I said, we're only under the law of nature. Look at what it says, law of nature. Those laws of motion by which natural bodies are governed in all their actions, one upon another. Natural bodies, natural man and woman. I hope it's making sense. Here we have Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition, and it reads as follows. Law, that which is laid down, ordained, or established. By whom? You gotta ask. A rule or method according to which phenomena or actions coexist or follow each other. That which must be obeyed and followed by citizens, subject to sanctions or legal consequences, is a law. So again, laws are for subjects or citizens. We are under natural law. Who are they to tell you what you can and cannot do as long as you know the difference between right and wrong? I mean, I think we all know the difference between right and wrong. So all these laws to try and keep us in moral standing is actually going against the law of nature, the law of your freedom. Let's keep reading. In Old English jurisprudence, law is used to signify an oath, so you got to agree to it, or the privilege of being sworn, as in the phrases to wage one's law, to lose one's law. But check this out. The term is also used in opposition to fact. What? Thus, questions of law are to be decided by the court, while it is the province of the jury to solve questions of fact. So wait a minute. Fact in opposition of fact. So law is in opposition of fact, but the court is the only one that can actually find the fact? Well, really the jury. So why don't we have our own court and stop going to their court? We can hold our own court outside. Isn't that where court originally started? Here we have the 1874 Chambers Etymological Dictionary, and it reads as follows. Law, noun, literally that which is laid down, a rule of action established by authority. Wait a minute. If you accept their authority, then you're serving two masters, because your only authority is the creator, the all that there is. That's why there's the law of nature. And when you accept laws from man-made laws, then guess what? You're giving them authority. See, right there, you should know something is wrong. You shouldn't have to have another man judge over you or say what is right and wrong, because maybe you're right, but they say that you're wrong. So the question now is, what is a lawyer? a lawyer? Let's dive into that. For that, we're going to go back to Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, attorney. In the most general sense, this term denotes an agent of the United States or the court, or substitute, or one who is appointed and authorized to act in the place or stead of another. So basically, they're officers of the court. Here, I can prove it. When we go and look up in propria persona in Black's Law 4th, it reads as follows. Check this out. In one's own proper person. It is a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be pled in propria persona, because if pleaded by an attorney, which is a lawyer, they admit to the jurisdiction, as an attorney is an officer of the court. And he is presumed to plead after having obtained leave, which admits the jurisdiction. Leave means like permission or consent. Here, I'll show you. So back to the 1721 Universal Etymological Dictionary, leave is defined as license, liberty. Liberty isn't good actually, but check this out. License is defined as liberty, permission, leave. To license is to give leave, permission, or power to grant a license. Now check this out. License, the law term, is a liberty or space given by the court to a tenant. Tenant is not a good thing. In a real action, who is assigned or excused for his absence upon account of his being sick in bed to arise or appear abroad. Now, a tenant is not a good thing. You're not an owner, you're a subject or a citizen. So citizens are tenants. Now check this out below. Attorney, they spell it a little bit different, but check it out, is such a person as by consent. Government by the consent of the governed. Everything is contracts. You got to consent to everything. You're also consenting to your own institutionalized slavery. But let's keep going. Command or request takes care of another man's benefits in his absence, especially such as are employed for the management of law. Now check this out, all right? They're basically telling you that you're not there. When you get an attorney, you are considered an infant, someone who cannot speak. So you take away all of your rights, and you gave leave, you gave permission, you gave consent to have somebody represent or represent you. Now, all of these courts are not really courts, okay? Court is the correspondence that you send, because your document has 4 corners like a basketball court. It is the private correspondence to that building, which is a vessel in dry dock, a foreign vessel in dry dock. That's court. So you do everything privately. Also, an attorney takes care of another man. So that makes him a beneficiary because he's receiving a benefit, and beneficiaries are children or minors. The definition of minority is the state or condition of being under the age of full legal responsibility. So you yourself, by your own volition, said that you were an infant. You can't speak for yourself. So they got to have somebody else. Now they're going to treat you any way they want. Now come on, y'all. So to wrap it up, law is either man-made, artificial, or natural, created by the Creator. As natural men and women, you're only under the law of nature. However, if you consent to their laws or to be represented by an attorney, lawyer, or whatever, you are giving them authority to adjudicate over you, the natural man and woman. And the only way that you're going to do that is if you don't know the law yourself. So join the Trust Workshop. I will definitely make sure that you know these laws like the back of your hand. Because when you go out there, you got to make sure you're protected and secured. And also make sure you're in your own jurisdiction. So until next time, Sacre Corporis.